What do the high achievers in the world do to create their high levels of productivity and success? And what if you could engineer your life to take those steps yourself so that you could create the highest levels of productivity and success for yourself? That would be fabulous, wouldn't it? So today I'm going to be talking about 10 steps and a blueprint and a map that you can use to create your best. So I want to start by welcoming people. I see people joining in, and I always say hello to the first person I see. So hello to Sarah. I do see people joining in, but Sarah Nicole is the first that I saw joining in tonight. So I want to say a special hello to you and to your family. I hope you are all doing well. And if this is your first time, for the others joining, if this is your first time joining in, I am Dr. Ellen Ettinger, and I love to help empower people to take the steps to become the very best, to create their best self, to create your best self in your life. So where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in 5 years or 10 years? What do you want to do in your work life, in your family life, in your personal life? Let's help you create that blueprint and move forward. Not just lean on the default life where things just happen and you feel that life is out of control. But what is it like to be a high achiever? To take steps intentionally and deliberately and step by step to know that you're building and creating your best life. So today, I'm going to talk about 10 steps, and for each of them, I'm going to suggest that you keep a note, that you rate each step on a scale of 3. 1 is, do you consider yourself a beginner for this step? You need a lot of work. Step 2 is you have some skills in this step, but you need to grow. And 3rd is you feel like you're an expert. You feel pretty confident in this particular step. And then I want, at the end, you to look at the 10 keys that I'm talking about and figure out which ones do you need to develop and grow in, and which ones do you already have, and are you using them to help build your best life? So I'm really excited. I'm so happy to start and do this program with you because I know it's going to change some lives of people who listen, rate themselves, and follow up on this. So let's get started. Number 1 is high achievers prioritize their high impact tasks every day that lead to the positive results outcomes. So when it comes to what should I do today, they usually don't start the day checking their emails because emails are usually other people's agenda. It's what other people need. They start their day thinking, what is important that I need to get done today? And they make sure that they have time and attention and energy in their day to focus on what's important. They don't check their emails 5 times a day or every time there's a notification signal. They have specific times to look at their emails, and they focus on their priorities as an important item. So in terms of priorities, and when you start your day, when you go through your day, do you just have a to-do list, or do you make sure that the time in your day is prioritized for your high impact tasks that lead to high results and high outcomes? So are you a 1, 2, or 3 on that, on really focusing on your priorities? And number 2 is high achievers not only prioritize, but they calendar their high impact tasks so they know that they have a realistic plan to get it done. So it's not enough just to have a to-do list, because things can sit on your to-do list and not get checked off unless you have a time and a place for them to get done. So high achievers not only prioritize, but they give a home on their calendar to make certain that they are getting their high impact tasks done. They don't just calendar things that come to them. They make sure that their calendar reflects their priorities. That is a big characteristic of a high achiever, because you don't want your calendar to be filled with low priority items or items that other people put on your calendar. You want to make sure your calendar is generating high impact outcomes. So prioritization and calendaring are very important in a high achiever's life. Third, and I'm really excited about this one because this is so important, high achievers have well-defined goals, and they write their goals down and they look at them frequently. So very often in our lives, we just wait for things to happen, and we wonder, why didn't I get that promotion? Or why am I not building money in my bank accounts? Why are my finances not growing? Or why is this relationship not where I want it to be? High achievers have well-defined goals, and when they want to achieve something, personally in their life, or at work, or in their community, they define what they want really well so they can work towards it. They don't live the default life just waiting for things to happen. They are continually creating, moving forward, planning, and progressing. That is a really important skill of a high achiever, and not something that they take for granted. They don't take for granted that they're growing towards their goals. They monitor. So, how are you in terms of creating well-defined goals, in terms of monitoring them and building towards them? Are you a 1, 2, or a 3? And I'm going to, as we move along, I want to welcome all the people who've joined in. I am so happy for you that you are here. I am so happy to be your leader and your expert and your mentor in helping you create and build your most productive and successful life, to create your best life. I'm going to ask, actually, do you guys like the necklace I picked tonight? I always, as you know, if you've been with me, I always pick a special necklace, and this one I think is a fun one. I don't know if you could see, but it's a very three-dimensional one. And I know people in my groups enjoy my necklaces. I think some people join to see what necklace I'm going to wear in addition to getting the information that I share. I think my necklaces are fun. So I hope you enjoy this one as well. So we are up to number 4, and we are talking about skills and abilities of high achievers and how you can do these and build these skills as well. Anybody can build these skills, and everybody can build these skills. You just have to know what they are and put them on your list and create them. So number 4, in terms of being productive and highly productive, high achievers have super deep focused skills. When they're working on a task, they're right on track on that particular task. They're not thinking about 10 other things that they have to do during the day. They're not responding to notification sounds that they get on their phone. They're not thinking of what they're going to eat for dinner, or make for dinner, or pick up for dinner, or go out for dinner. They are steamrolling and focused on what they are doing. They have super deep focus skills, and that's a really important trait in being highly productive. It's not easy, actually. The default, I think, is to be aware of all the things on your mind, and that's why a lot of people say they feel stretched thin, because the default is paying attention to everything that you have on your mind, which for very busy working women is usually 10, 20, 100 things, it feels like, right? But what you really need to remember is what's really important and what really matters is what you're trying to accomplish now at any moment in time. And high achievers have those deep focus skills, and you can learn to create them too. If you feel you don't have it, you can build it. Number 5 on our list is high achievers live their lives with steadfast confidence. So if something needs to be done, and even if it's something new that they haven't done before, or they need something in their work or their company that they haven't had before, they don't waste time and think, how am I going to do this? Can I get this done? How am I going to be able to accomplish this? No, they just decide, this is what I need, and I'm going to get this done. They lead their lives confidently. They're high achievers. They know that they're going to come across things on their way and challenges, and they will need to figure out new systems, new strategies, new solutions and answers. And they answer those challenges confidently, knowingly that they will get them done. They don't waste time worrying, how am I going to do this? They spend their time solving their problem. So on the confidence scale, how confident are you on a scale of 1, 2, or 3? Number 6 is high achievers take good self-care. They are high energy people, and they take the time to maintain high energy. So they have regular self-care activities, and they calendar them, and they treat them as a priority. They don't cancel them if something comes up. They know that in order to be high productive people and high level action takers, they need to be physically in good shape with high energy. And they don't have that afternoon drag or the morning lag, because they take the time to build self-care habits. It's really important. And that includes stress management as well, because they don't want to live their lives in the stress mode. So self-care, physical care, and mind care, stress management, stress release activities as well. So how well do you take care of yourself physically, in self-care, in mental and emotional self-care, in stress management? 1, 2, or 3? And let's talk about the next one, is number 7, boundaries. High achievers know that boundaries, forming and maintaining boundaries, is not rude, it's not impolite. It really is important, because it allows them, again, to focus on what's important in their lives and learn to exclude and keep out things that are not on their achiever's track. And in order to maintain your energy and your focus and your attention and productivity, you can't say yes to everything. High achievers are not people pleasers, but they know how to express boundaries well. And I do sometimes work with my clients on boundary scripts, on how to express your boundaries so that you know that you don't come across as rude or impolite, because you don't have to come across that way. In fact, most people who understand boundaries can express them in well-communicated ways. So we've spoken about 7 already. Let's go on and let's talk about number 8. Number 8 is high achievers, highly productive people have optimal and impressive time management skills and habits. And those habits help support them on their path to becoming their most highly productive and successful selves. You can't achieve a lot if you're wasting time. You need to clog up those time drainers and make sure that you're highly productive with really good time management skills. And a lot of people take time management programs or read books or watch videos. But the important thing that high achievers do is that they understand that all the gears for all their learning and all of their strategies have to work together. So, for example, if you took a time management course and they didn't understand the rest of your life, where you're working, how you're working, your hours, or your family responsibilities, a lot of strategies you might hear might not be relevant. All of the gears have to work together for all of these steps to work for you. And as you know, I always talk in our group how any recommendations you get here, you will know for certain that all the gears work together. So you're not getting a program where this won't work or this will be irrelevant, because again, all of the things will work together. So I'm really excited. We've been talking about high achiever skills and how everybody and anybody can create a blueprint, a map to simulate so that you can act and take the steps that high achievers do and become your most highly productive and most highly successful person as well. So let's go on to number 9. So high achievers are highly resilient and they recover and realign with their goals and focus quickly and effectively in the face of any challenges or any unexpected events or circumstances. So we know that we don't live in predictable times, and even in the most difficult times and experiences, when we're often surprised, we often freeze, we may feel stuck. High achievers don't feel stuck. They move forward. They're resilient. They're not afraid to find and take steps to move forward. And they don't do this alone. High achievers know that they can get strategies, they can get answers from people who've been there, who know it. High achievers don't feel like they have to recreate the wheel for every aspect, every skill. They know that there are people who are experts who can have it laid out for them. And that brings me to number 10. Again, number 9 was that high achievers are resilient. And I just want to acknowledge for a minute, I see Eileen is throwing hearts out in our group to everybody. And you all know in our group how I love building community. And I love how we all support each other. So Eileen, hello, and thank you for your beautiful hearts that you're sending out to everybody. We feel your heart, and we send our heart and hello back to you and your family. And I am really enjoying telling all of you, there goes some more hearts. I'm enjoying telling all of you about these high-level skills that you can assimilate, you can utilize in your own life. And number 9 we spoke about was how high achievers are resilient. They know there are going to be challenges and unexpected changes in life. And they don't fall apart, they don't feel stuck, they don't freeze, they move forward. And they, even in the most difficult times, They create plans and steps and solutions to stay moving forward. And they don't feel like they have to recreate strategies and figure everything out themselves. Number 10 is high achievers know that they don't build their high productivity and high success themselves. Every high achiever will tell you that they've had mentors, experts in their lives who've helped guide them and helped move them forward and helped them create their best levels of productivity, their levels of success. And so I want you to think in your life, who is in your community? Do you have an expert at work, a boss who can serve as a mentor, or somebody who has a job that you'd like who advises you? Certainly within our group, I've spoken today about 10 important steps that high achievers have. And all high achievers have these 10 qualities, these 10 traits, these 10 strengths that help them create their best lives, their most productive, their most successful lives. So Rebecca calls me her success guide, and I love that term. And she wrote actually that within 1 week of working with Dr. Ellen, I was finding my energy level rising, my stress level decreasing, and my level of accomplishment and success soaring. And it works really quickly. This is not something that's slow moving. Once you start, you will feel results fast. In my High Achievers program, you can enter at 3 levels. You can enter at a beginning entry level if you feel you need to work from the beginning on most of these. You can enter at a mid-level, or you can enter at the masterclass level where you know you're ready to go to the top of high achievers, and you just need to get to that top level. If you're not sure which level to come in at, you can certainly schedule a phone call with me, and I can help clarify with you which level you're at to go into my High Achievers program. Are you entry, mid-level, or masterclass level? And I do also allow people to go back and forth from one level to another if you feel that it would help you to go back or forward. But in my High Achievers program, you will work with me directly. It's not like you sign up and you get switched over to someone else. Everything in my program is with me. All of the 10 steps, you will have the gears working together. And we will talk about what steps you need from an early entry level. What have you accomplished so far that you're starting out at a mid-level? And are you accomplishing so that you're building towards a masterclass level? Because I want all of the people that I work with to build to their highest level of success and their highest level of productivity. In my program, all of the gears work together. So the time management, the resiliency, the building goals, all of the programs, the time management, all of the programs will have the gears working together. So you know, and you will elevate really quickly. As Rebecca mentioned, within a week, she was noticing results. And she said, I'm going to read this, she said, it was that simple and straightforward. This was the most life-changing event that I've ever signed up for. The best step I've taken. And then she said, plus my boss saw my success at work, and without my even thinking or asking, she told me and suggested that I apply for a promotion to a higher level position that I imagined, and I got a better title and an increase in salary that I couldn't have dreamed of before I worked with Dr. Ellen. And she added, my personal life is much happier too. Just like Dr. Ellen said, all the gears are working together. All parts of my life are soaring. This was the best decision I ever made in my life. So I invite you to think about where you fall in the 10 steps that we spoke about today. Which of those steps are important to you? Which have you accomplished? If you'd like to go over all of the 10 steps, that would be part of the conversation with me. I do have very limited appointments coming up this week. So if you do want to meet with me and talk about possibly participating in my program, make sure you go into our group and find my calendar and make an appointment right away. Again, there are going to be limited appointments. I have a very busy week coming up. So I do welcome you to do that if that interests you. Remember that everybody can do this and anybody can do this. It's just easier, faster, more efficient, and effective if you have it laid out for you. We can't all figure out the steps ourselves. It took me 20 years, 2 decades, to learn all of these things. And for my clients, it takes them 2 months to put it all together. And you see results fast right away. So again, I wish you a highly productive life, a highly successful life, and I hope that you can become a high achiever. So I invite you to learn those skills and master those skills and become the best you can be in your life. I congratulate you for showing up. I know you want to move forward. I would be happy to have a conversation with you. Make sure you come into our group during the week so you see all of my recommendations. And I will see you back here next Sunday at our regular time. And I can't wait to speak to you and help you move forward to become your best, your most productive, and most successful. Let's talk soon.